In this video, we are going to go over some of our residential models that include LED lighting, as well as going over how to access, troubleshoot, and maintain these LEDs. First off, the LED assembly includes a power supply, a receiver, and a remote. The LED remote will require two AAA batteries. In order to pair the LED remote and receiver, first ensure the receiver is properly connected to the power supply and the LEDs inside the fireplace. Do this by looking for the light on the top of the power supply. Then, once this is done, ensure the remote is switched off. Switch the remote back on. Press the speed up button on the remote. This will successfully pair both devices. Please note that some newer models may use the mode down instead of the speed up button for pairing purposes. In order to troubleshoot the LEDs when not responding to the receiver, there are a couple steps that can be taken. First, make sure the batteries are both properly connected in the remote and still maintaining charge. The next thing to check is the power supply. Make sure the light comes on and that it is properly connected to the receiver. Next, take a look at the connection between the receiver and the terminal on the LEDs. If the LED strip is showing different colors than expected or does not work at all, this likely could indicate a poor connection on the LED terminal. To troubleshoot this, try to reattach or reposition the connector on the terminal and check the connection again. If still not working, cut out the possibly faulty terminal and cut along the next terminal, shown here. Then, reattach the connector and try it out again. Please note that on the Distinction Fireplaces, use the auxiliary function on the ProFlame 2 remote in order to provide power to the LED assembly. For more information on the ProFlame remote, check out the video linked in the description. The residential fireplaces including LED uplighting are the Distinction and Mahana. For our Distinction series, all full load models come with LEDs, meaning uplighting is standard across all model numbers that start with D, whereas model numbers starting with DL will have LEDs as optional. The next part of this video will focus on how to access the LED lighting inside the Distinction, for troubleshooting, maintenance, or otherwise. This will be shown for both the 72 and 63-inch versions to show all possible variations in the procedure. Before beginning, make sure the fireplace is cooled down and turned off. First, carefully remove the screen from the fireplace. Then, remove the front metal plate as shown here. And after this, unhinge the clamps using the provided tool and remove the door. Put the tool into the slot on the clamp, pull towards you, and push down. Remember to make sure that all gas connections and electricity sources have been cut off to the fireplace before proceeding. Please note that the door suction tool is not necessary but recommended as the glass is heavy. Once this has been removed, take away all of the media that is on top of the media tray. You may need a box to ensure you don't lose any of the pieces. After this, remove the two bolts that hold down the pilot cover. Then, remove the media tray. Next, remove the burner. There are a couple screws attached to the far right side of the burner. Remove them and it will slide right out. You may have to pull to the right and up. Once this is done, underneath the burner is a glass plate. It has many screws running the perimeter of the plate. Remove these screws and the brackets attached to them, and then the glass plate will be removable. Please be careful as the glass panel may be stuck to the bottom. It may take some wiggling. And now the full LED tray and controller will be accessible. For maintenance purposes, the LED assembly can now be either serviced or replaced. To replace the LEDs, unscrew the tray as shown here. And now it's time to take apart the larger distinction. Once again, make sure the fireplace is turned off and cooled down. Just like the 63, start off by taking off the screen and unhooking the clamps. Take out the front metal plate and then pop the door down and out. Then, get rid of all the media in the tray. After this, unscrew and take off the pilot cover. Once done, take out all four sections of the media tray. Next, unscrew the screws on both ends of the burner, and then take it out as well. Underneath the burner, there is one more metal plate with 4 screws in it. Remove this as well. This will reveal a glass panel with screws along its perimeter. Remove this and the LEDs will be accessible underneath. For the Mahana series outdoor fireplaces, LED lighting is an option for both the 60 and 42-inch models. In the next part of this video, we are going to focus on how to access the LEDs inside the Mahana. This will be useful for troubleshooting, maintenance, replacement, or otherwise. First, remove the screws that line the bottom of the door. They hold a metal plate in place. Once those screws have been removed, remove that metal plate, as shown here. After this, remove the 2 innermost screws on the bottom of the door. They should look something like this. The door assembly should now be able to slide out and up, and then be removed. Once the door is off, remove all media from the tray. Remove the 2 screws that hold down the pilot assembly. And after this, remove the screws that face the back of the fireplace on the media tray. Once these screws have been removed from the top of the media tray, it will also be removable. The slips seen on either side of the media tray are included in the manual of each Mahana. They protect the firebox from any scratches or scuffs. And once the media tray is out, the Fireplace's LEDs are fully accessible. And that concludes our video on our residential fireplaces that include LED uplighting.